The 1939–1945 Commemorative War Medal is a commemorative medal of France established on 21 May 1946 to recognize individual participation in the Second World War award statute. The 1939–1945 Commemorative War Medal was awarded to all soldiers serving under French authority or under a French government in a state of war against the Axis nations, or present on board a warship or armed merchant vessel under these same authorities and/or governments, to French citizens, whether military or civilian, who fought against the Axis forces of the representatives, to foreign military who served as Frenchmen in formations at war against the Axis forces. A 1949 decree further added the members of the French passive resistance as potential recipients of the 1939–1945 Commemorative War Medal. Award description: the 1939–1945 Commemorative War Medal was hexagonal and struck from bronze. It was 28 mm at its widest and 38 mm high excluding the suspension loop. The obverse bore the relief image of a rooster superimposed in front of the Cross of Lorraine, its wings spread out and standing on a broken chain. The reverse bore the relief semicircular inscription REPUBLIQUE Française over a sprig of laurel leaves and the inscription on 3 lines. 1939–1945. The medal hung from a ribbon passing through the medal suspension loop. This silk moire ribbon was 36 mm wide and light blue with 3 mm green stripes bordered in 1 mm red at its edges. At its center, a vertical series of red V letters denoting victory. 12 operational theater clasps can be worn on the ribbon. France for operations between 3 September 1939 and 25 June 1940. NORVEGE for operations between 12 April 1940 and 17 June 1940. Afrique for operations between 25 June 1940 and 13 May 1943. Liberation for operations in Corsica or in the French campaign between 25 June 1940 and 8 May 1945. ALLEMAGNE for operations between 14 September 1944 and 8 May 1945. Extreme Orient for operations between 7 December 1941 and 15 August 1945. Grande Bretagne for operations between 25 June 1940 and 8 May 1945. URSS for operations in the Normandy Niement fighter wing between 28 November 1942 and 8 May 1945. Atlantique for naval operations between 3 September 1939 and 8 May 1945. MANCHE for naval operations between 3 September 1939 and 8 May 1945. Mer du Nord for naval operations between 3 September 1939 and 8 May 1945. MEDITERRANEE for naval operations between 3 September 1939 and 8 May 1945. The clasp ITALIE was repealed in 1953 following the establishment of the 1943–1944 Italian Campaign Medal. Several other clasps bearing the years 1939, 1940, 1941, 1942, 1943, 1944, and 1945 were available when the deed to commemorate took part outside the theater and/or dates cited above. 2 further clasps were authorized for wear on the 1939 1939 to 1945 Commemorative War Medal, Defense Passive for those receiving an invalid's pension following injury from work aimed at the protection of the civilian population. Engage VOLONTAIRE for those able to prove they voluntarily enlisted for service in the 1939 to 1945 war. Noteworthy recipients: General Philippe Leclerc de Hauteclique, General Marie-Pierre Koenig, French resistance heroine André Apel, French resistance hero Jean Moulin, General Alphonse Juin, General Charles de Gaulle, General Henry Giraud, fighter ace Pierre Closterman.